The world is changing. Have you noticed? The fourth industrial revolution is here. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it means? The fourth industrial revolution is an expansion of the third revolution. It is an exponential growth of the impact of technology, and it is changing the game in almost every industry, worldwide. So what does this mean? This means that with artificial intelligence and the rapid way that things are changing, we need to adapt. We need to be developing 21st century skills. These skills involve being flexible, resilient, curious, and open to change, which is difficult for humans who naturally want to stay in their comfort zone. Businesses are being impacted, no, disrupted by globalism, technology, political and demographic changes. Millennials are bringing a new thinking and expectation to the workplace. Technology is meaning easier access to knowledge, and not just for consumption, but for transformation, interpretation, and innovation.
Twenty-first century skills to me means change. In a nutshell, if you have continuous lifelong learning as a basis, from there on you will be sorted for the rest of your life if you keep on learning new skills.
These are the skills that we need to master in order to survive in the new world of work. The truth is, a lot of millennials already naturally have some of these skills, or it can be easier for them to learn them. For example, a soft skill like adaptability is already entrenched in a lot of millennials because we grew up constantly adapting to new technologies. Whereas some skills like emotional intelligence don't come so naturally, and they could be worked on. We're only human after all.
Well, I think 21st century skills means one, having the ability to critically solve problems, and then two, providing solutions that are sustainable, like solutions that aren't just a quick win, that can take the business forward over time.
There is a shift in the workforce and the skills that are required. CEOs are worried that they won't be able to find the talent and the skills that they need for the 21st century. Millennials are learning that the skills they thought they needed aren't going to tide them over for an old school, 40-year-long career. And the skills that they have instinctively, they may need to work on growing. In fact, lifelong learning is a buzzword of the new 21st century. So, how do millennials fit in, and why do they matter? The millennial generation are shaping the world of work through their career ambitions, attitudes about the workplace, and knowledge of new technologies. Attracting the best millennial workers is critical to the future of business success, which means that becoming the best worker out there ensures that you will be invaluable to any organization.
Well, I think the workplace should have reasonable expectations of me. But that said, I also think they should challenge and motivate me to do better. I'd like to work in a fair and ethical environment, where the work that I do has purpose. And at the end of the day, I'd like to feel valued for the work that I do.
I think everyone deserves the right to be an individual, and I don't think there should be any prejudice amongst people in the workplace.
Are millennials really that different from past generations? It's true that the way that millennials use technology sets them apart. They have a definite affinity with the digital world. This is the first generation to enter the workplace with a better grasp of key business technological tools than more senior workers. Because of this ease with technology, millennials are inherently collaborative and enjoy learning in teams, both face-to-face and through digital platforms, including webinars or interactive games. PwC's 14th Annual Global CEO Survey unveiled the following. Millennials tend to be uncomfortable with rigid corporate structures and turned off by information silos. They expect rapid progression, a varied and interesting career, and constant feedback. In other words, millennials want a management style and corporate culture that is markedly different from anything that has gone before, one that meets their needs. And so, business leaders and human resources departments need to adjust their talent management strategies.
I think people think we've become lazy and that the previous generations had to work a lot harder and it's been replaced with easy-to-use technology. But in the same breath, it also has a lot of challenges because you constantly need to compete with other people in your field and it takes a while to master a specific thing.
I think it's laziness and entitlement. It's very wrong. I don't think we are like that. I just think we think differently and we want to disrupt the status quo.
I think the biggest misconception is the need to work long hours. The idea of the traditional model of being in the office, working overtime is what has changed for us, as personal time is quite important to us, and when we see process inefficiencies, it affects our personal time, and we think this is time wasting because we want to do more with less.
CEOs are saying that attracting and keeping younger workers is one of their biggest talent challenges. Generally, younger generations and their need for purpose as well as value add means that they don't stick out a job for long. Companies who are naturally more innovative and not constrained by the past, companies such as Google, have a more successful approach to recruitment and retention. This new workforce is looking to do something that feels worthwhile, that adds value, and that is ethical. They are motivated by more than just money. Work-life balance has always been a priority for millennials, and research has shown that companies need to ensure that they're not creating expectations that are unrealistic and could lead to unhappy employees. Mentoring and coaching are also top of the list in terms of worker requirements, and a focus on learning by doing means that having a supportive work environment, access to on-the-job training, and personal development plans are very important.
The most important thing in a career for me is job satisfaction and stability, and I don't want to feel like I'm overworked and underpaid.
So we are why kind of people, and we want to know that what we do actually impacts other people. That precisely describes who I am as an individual. So what's important for me from a career is that I get an opportunity to impact somebody else's life. At the same time, I'm also doing what I love.
What I look out for is having the ability to grow as an individual, having the opportunity to develop my personal skills, interpersonal skills, academic skills and so forth, and then having opportunity with the growth that I'm embarking on.
This younger generation of workers have been defined by their optimism and energy, and they believe they can achieve anything with the right focus and access to learning. The economic and global crisis has not dented the optimism of the millennial. Newer generations, like Gen Z or post-millennials, are continuing to disrupt and bring change to the 21st century landscape. Gen Z has higher expectations than millennials in terms of speed, delivery, and loyalty. Some of the other disruptions will include entrepreneurship, inclusive design, global thinking, individuality, and early entry into the workplace. Gen Zs are talking about going straight from school to the workplace. With the 21st century world forcing adaptability and flexibility, they are not connecting with the value of a 3-year qualification over workplace and online learning. What can we take away from all of this? Although change is here, and we can't predict how every aspect of our life will be affected, we can be prepared. We can suit up, skill up, and show up. We can read, learn, debate, and grow. We can get 21st century ready.